in yoga class. So if you've been to a yoga class, you've probably heard different cues. Like one of my favorites to use in class, I've used it for 20 years. Actually heard it spreading around to other yoga studios, which is really kind of cool. But anyway, your shoulders are not earrings, right? Put your shoulders down out of your ears. Some of the cues that I used to have 20 years ago were lift your kneecaps, tuck your tailbone. There's a lot of cues that when you go into a yoga class that the teacher is going to give you. One, you might not know if you're even doing it or not. Two, you might think you already are doing it. And then three, you might not have any clue what she's talking about. So let's talk about how a teacher cues or gives verbal description so that you can understand how to get into this three-dimensional posture, right? So basically we want to take elements from our world that are going to describe to you what to do with your body. Another favorite one of mine that I came up with years ago, I've been teaching for 20 years, was instead of telling people to come to half forward fold, I would tell them to come to Betty Boop, because it was a little hiney and a little chest. Basically, it was get them legs straight, stick that butt and that chest out, right? Most people have seen Betty Boop in their lifetime, and they know that she does that hands down, flat back, butt out, chest forward posture. And so to say Betty Boop gives them that cue. But then there's also cues of, like, one of my favorites are zip up a tight pair of pants and put on a tight belt to get your core engaged. That might not make sense to everyone, right? I might tell you to slide your knee in over your second and third toe, right? Your knee might already be over your second and third toe, so that's not your cue. Someone like me, tuck your tailbone is a great thing to say to me, because my body naturally takes gymnastics dismount, right? And so when I'm in yoga class, when I first came into yoga especially, I had to learn to tuck my tailbone and draw my belly back, because my natural stance is a little butt out and a little chest out. There are some people that their hips are like forward and their chest is back. Do you think that tucking your tailbone is going to help this person as opposed to this person? Because when we are in yoga class, we're always looking to come middle and balanced, right? And so you might not be the person that needs to tuck your tailbone. You might not need to bend your knee further. You might not need to pull your shoulders back, right? You might already be pulling shoulders way back. What happens is that we are in a room full of people, and we have to cue to the masses, right? And so we are going to look in the room and see what is going on in the room about 75% of the students. And we give protective cues first, and then we give, adjustment, alignment cues last. You have to learn what kind of body you have. You need to go and stand in the mirror. Look, does your chest kick forward? Does your head drop forward? Is one shoulder higher than the other? Take some time to go and look in the mirror, and maybe even get into some yoga poses. I don't have mirrors in my yoga studio because it distracts too much, and I want you to feel the pose rather than mimic constantly. But mirrors are of value, and so maybe get in the mirror and see, oh, is my butt sticking out, or are my hips level, right? And so when you're in a yoga class, realize that bodies are like thumbprints. Everybody's got a different one, and that's the beautiful thing about yoga, is that no matter what body type you have, you can do the posture, but the posture is going to be authentic to you. Your warrior one is not going to look like my warrior one. My shin, my thigh, my hips, everything has different measurements than you do. I've had a different life than you have had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the teacher, I'm going to bring that cue into my space and say, oh, do I actually need to move my knee? Oh, no, it looks centered. Or if I move my knee, I see if it feels better, right? If it feels strong but comfortable, not lackadaisical and comfortable, strong and comfortable. And so that's what's going on with cueing. If you're in a classroom and you don't understand the cueing, get with her later, but try to do it yourself. So maybe if she's saying tuck your tailbone and see what it feels like. And if it doesn't make you feel longer, stronger, and more engaged, it's probably not the right cue for you. Bye, guys.